FBA community, I'm going to play a clip of an exchange between Anna Navarro. I mean, to be honest, I've never heard of her before. Apparently, she's some political commentator on The View. I did some research on her. So she's a Republican political commentator. The other individual is Shermichael Singleton. He's a black Republican. And they were on on CNN on Abby Phillips' show with other panelists, and they were talking about illegal immigration. I want you to listen closely to what Anna Navarro said. I'm going to cue up the clip, and I'll be back with brief commentary. Bear with me.
Did he have due process? But the idea that Mr. Garcia's past doesn't matter is ludicrous. We live in a sovereign nation, and this idea that people can just come into our country and do whatever the heck they want to do is absurd to me. And if Democrats want to die on this hill, I promise you'll regret it politically. So go right ahead. Go right ahead. Go right ahead. We don't want people breaking our laws coming into our country. That is a fact.
Let Scott have a word, and then we'll move on.
It seems to me that the political analysis of this, though, is, and a lot of average people are looking at it this way, why is it that we can let 20 million people into the country just walk across, whatever, and there's no real process for them to do that, but then we have to individually pick out every single person and go through years upon years upon years of paperwork and this and that and the other, and all we're trying to do is send them back to where they came from because they came here illegally in the first place. 20 million in with no process. How do you get 20 million out with years and years of people fighting every single case? You could cherry pick any case you want. But the reality is the crisis that put Donald Trump in the White House was caused over years and years and years of neglect and letting people walk into here without any process at all, and now you're trying to gum up the works to keep them here.
A lot of them came in. A lot of them came in with parole. A lot of them came in.
CNN polling shows 54% of Americans want Mr.
November polling showed Donald
back.
Trump won the
That's
election.
CNN polling.
Well, you know,
Republicans shifting.
We are a sovereign nation, and you cannot just come into our country illegally whenever the heck you want, because we can't do it to any other country on the face of this
Asylum
earth.
is a legal right.
If you come in illegally, you have to leave. Americans are tired of that. We do not have unlimited resources.
You know who was here illegally with a deportation order? Marco Rubio's grandfather.
All right,
We're not talking about Marco Rubio.
Oh, now we're not? Now that's not relevant?
It's not
No, I'm
relevant.
talking about Marco Rubio because Marco Rubio used to be an advocate for TPS for Venezuelans, and Marco Rubio used to be an advocate for Nicaraguans and Cubans. No, I know you're not.
If you come to this country illegally, you are going home.
Facts.
Simple as that. We do not have unlimited resources.
I think a lot of Americans
take care of other
There's
people.
a hell of a lot of people, other than the black people who were brought here as slaves, who came to this country illegally.
They're not the same as black people who were brought here against our will.
That's exactly what I just said. I said there is a lot of people
There's a
other
big
than the
difference.
black
There is
people.
a big
That's
difference.
exactly what I
There's a
just
big
said.
difference.
That's exactly what I just said, Shermichael. Look and act indignant. That's exactly what I just said.
Let me just share
Shermichael. That's other than the black
Anna
people
and Shermichael.
as slaves. There are a lot of people from
Shermichael, I think you actually
countries that came
misheard
here
what
illegally.
I think you misheard what she said.
No, he purposely misheard.
She said.
I purposely
Yes,
misheard.
she did.
So now you're in my brain.
Shermichael, listen to me for just a second.
Is that where we're going?
You think
Shermichael,
I would
listen to
say
me for a
I will have
second.
advocated
Anna,
for black
please
people
stop.
my entire life and
Anna,
say something like that?
Anna,
Give me a
Because
damn
you've
break.
advocated for black
Anna,
people,
please
great,
stop.
congratulations. Last time I checked, I'm black, you're not.
Okay, Shermichael.
That's right.
Facts.
I'm Latino, and my people are being racially
It is-
profiled.
it is-
and
And do I have to remind you the history of my people?
Sure,
Do
I
I
have
want
to
to go
be-
there?
no, I
Do
don't.
you really
Okay.
want to go there?
I
and
know
never
the history of
Raul,
your
we're going to go to
You know
break.
why?
Raul
Because
Reyes, thank you very much for
history
joining us. Everybody else, hang tight.
History was not
We'll be right back.
erased when I was studying history like the
FBA community, there you have it. I mean, this is just more reinforcement of what I stated earlier. There's no black and brown coalition. I mean, these people use that to get access to politics, and they use us, and then they turn around and then they stab us in the back, right? So I don't want to relitigate or reiterate what she said because it was just stupid, right? Explain to me how one group that was brought here against their will and forced into slavery is the same as somebody running across the border illegally. It's not the same. And it's racist, right? So not only is that racist by conflating the experiences of black people and illegal immigrants, right? So that's racist in itself, saying that we're all the same, right? We're not all the same. But secondly, another mark of a racist is that they give you racial reminders. They remind you that you were a slave. They remind you that you're black. And this brother wasn't having it. He G-checked her. He stood his ground, and he did it with power and authority and masculinity, right? So this is why Trump got elected, because a lot of people are sick of this. They're sick of people getting free rides. They're sick of the illegal immigrants getting subsidies, getting unearned benefits that they never fought for, bled for. When our people built the country, we were brought over here, slave ships, working in cotton fields, marching, bleeding for the right to vote, and different things that people enjoy that they didn't experience, and then they get unearned benefits. So that's why the brother was upset. Now, he's been bootlicking before. Now, I'm not going to hold you. He bootlicked before, but I'm very proud of his stance that he did not just let that slide. He stood his ground and he G-checked her. Now, Abby Phillips, of course, she's trying to keep her job, right? But I didn't like the fact that she took her side and she wasn't just as angry. But of course, she playing a political game. She want to keep her job. But we don't owe these people anything, right? You tried sneaking into China or all these other countries. They gonna send you back where you came from. You heard what the other panelist said, Scott Jennings. So why he said it unemotionally, right? And he didn't bring race into the conversation. He was like, well, why does all these people get to come in illegally and not be sent back, right? And that's why Trump got elected, right? He got elected for this very issue. And the thing I like about Trump is that he spreads the pain around, right? It's not just one group. Everybody feels the pain. So I'm going to drop this video in the description. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe to my channel. And again, drop a comment. I would love to hear what y'all think about this subject. But I appreciate all your support. And as always, thank you for allowing me to share my views. One love.